Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tier 2 preseason testing. It's the same track as yesterday if you had watched the stream. We are here at the Spanish track Catalunya. I think it's called Barcelona. I do not know how to pronounce that name quite well. But we'll have all the Tier 2 drivers today doing the preseason testing stuff. I have here with me Tanish, Tier 1 driver, and Gryfers, who also is a Tier 1 driver. Tanish.
Hello everyone. Loved you guys. You had joined us for this stream. So hoping to give you the best results. And yeah, it's Spanish circuit. It's I comprise of every type of corner, like fast to low speed corners, straights. So I believe it will give drivers a good chance to test out how their cars will behave at every aspect of the track. What do you think, Casey?
Yes, I think this is. I think that's the reason why even real life F1 is helps the testing at Spain, because I think it provides, I think, the benchmark for all sort of testing. What do you think, Gryfus, about our testing day 2?
Hello, hello. First of all, welcome to all of you to join our stream. Thank you for joining us. Yep, welcome Casey and Tanish. I welcome them with me. Yeah, just to correct you, Casey, it is Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. So it is Circuit de Barcelona, and it is located in Catalonia. So that's how you say it.
Okay.
And yep, we are here, and I definitely feel like it's going to be amazing. I mean, yesterday we had such a good tier 1 testing. Today we have the testing for tier 2 here. So yeah, I mean tier 2 guys already have a lot of data from whatever they saw yesterday in yesterday's stream for tier 1. You can definitely check it out on our YouTube channel now. But definitely, I mean, let's see what strategies. I think they will definitely like go or hook on to some alternative strategies, some other, try some new things what tier 1 guys did not. So this is one more thing which even tier 1 guys should look out for, right? What different, because it's restricted only to 90 minutes. So whatever you can do in that amount of time, and as we know, 90 minutes is not enough when we talk about race trims, right, Tanish?
Yes.
Uh, Talking about myself, it feels quite interesting because last season I drove in tier 2 and now commentating for it. It feels quite nice.
You've definitely made a massive jump when it comes to performance. I mean, I remember you also have quite a lot of fans who's come to support you every race. So that's good to watch, to be honest. Um, Also, I think uh, today's we can. I don't think a lot of people will be sandbagging today, as we saw in yesterday's practice session, but we never know. I mean, we have experienced and non-experienced drivers today on the grid. We have some few new names on the grid for tier 2, who will be working to make an impact in tier 2, hoping to maybe jump to the upper tier next season.
Yep,
So
definitely.
we have a lot of new talent to watch out for, and
Yeah,
also the people who also there are existing people who already raced before, who need to prove that they can do better.
probably speaking about this, we have I think every type of driver, talking from experience to rookie.
Oh
Talking about
yes.
drivers, guys, we'll just hop onto the game for now. Let's see, let's just check out the lineup for now. Let's see who all have joined the lobby. Meanwhile, you guys can just go through the teams that we have. So I'll just go to the teams right now, whoever is joined.
Oh
Tanish.
yes. So for Mercedes, we have Abarpan, who is also not new because he was here before in Tier 2 last year, and Electric, who I think is new this season, but I think he has good enough experience with the game, but he's still new and he's got a new wheel and everything, so he's also learning, and I think he has good potential.
I agree that.
For McLaren, we have Faizan, who was in Tier 1 last year, and this year he joins Rambo with him to in the McLaren, the champions of Tier 1 last year. So I'm hoping to see some good performance with these
I
two
think
drivers.
both have good experience of driving, I
Oh
believe.
yes, yes, they have really good experience, and Rambo, I think he's been improving consistently for over past 2-3 seasons. So I expect to see really good performance from him. Then we have Racing Point, or should I say Tracing Point, with with Rebel, also known as Ghost. He's raced a few times before, but I think he's also new to the league. Red Devil is also new, and so these two drivers, well, we'll hope to see some good performance from these two guys. Let's see what they have to prove.
I believe these drivers will give us a great performance, what I have experienced myself. Hoping to see a great race from them.
Well, okay. But then we have Altair and Okidoki. I think Altair has already been in some tier before. I think tier 2 last year. Tanish.
Yeah, Altair, we have Okedoki, both AlphaTauri drivers. Yeah. Talking about the Renault, yeah, one of the most talked about car because of Maranello Baby in Tier 1. We have Dawn 29 and Mountain for Tier 2. Both are quite consistent and have a great potential to get to the top. Yeah. So it's now the Williams. So in Williams, the drivers are IRC, Charles Leclerc, and Washing Powder Nima. Talking about Charles Leclerc and Washing Powder Nima, they also have a IRC Williams racing page on Insta. So these guys are quite determined to win the championship. Yeah.
I think, yeah, and Madhav, he's had some good experience and races with us in the past few seasons. So I think he's one of the contenders I expect to see fighting the people in top three or maybe top five. And Washing Powder, I think, also has some good potential. Who he would probably see him also fighting in definitely the top 10.
So talking about the tier 2 this time, I think there is no number 1, number 2. Both drivers have the equal potential in each team.
Oh yeah, the one who drives the results home. I think he'll be the one who will be, I guess, taking the team
Uh,
forward, I suppose.
yeah, totally agree, totally agree. The circuit in the Spain is quite interesting, and in the meantime, we gonna jump to the circuit as soon as we are joined by all the drivers. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting session, I believe.
I think the experienced drivers are gonna sandbag today because they really do not want to show all the cards just yet.
What I think of tier 2 is like there's a mentality in tier 2. Tier 2 guys want to be of tier 1 level, so they push themselves a lot. Even in testing, I believe they will push themselves to the limit to match themselves to the tier 1. This is what I think. What do you think on this?
Yes. I think the new drivers would definitely be right on the feet to prove, but I think the experienced people, they're gonna take it slow, maybe in the first few moments of the practice, and maybe then start to unleash what they really have in them.
Yeah, I agree because I was in tier 2 and as a rookie, I felt like I should push myself to the limits every time to match myself to the tier 1. So, yeah, in the
Um,
meantime,
we
yeah,
will also be having Rajkia, who will be joining a bit late, I think, and maybe two more drivers after that. So, well, right now the drivers, I think, have readied up and we're about to load into the session.
oh yeah, hoping for a
Um,
great session from these drivers.
oh yeah, let's hope so. I think today they'll have to check out what the setup. It's not just like it can they can act the new people who do not quite know, I mean, how the game works. They could test out how the fuel load makes an impact on the car, and how changing setups could give them a better drive in the race, and balancing it out between the quali and the race with setup compromises is what they'll be looking for.
Totally agree. But now we are in the session and it's a rainy session as of
Oh,
yesterday.
oh yeah, just like yesterday, we'll be starting with rain. I think it's
I,
going to
I,
progress to drier weather, I think.
sorry to cut you off, but I am hearing engine sounds from some garage. I don't know which garage is it, but it makes me feel quite excited when I hear engine sound.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You folks have been joined by another commentator.
Oh hello, Nomo Propi.
Welcome, Nomer Propi.
Our tier 1 driver is here to join us in the commentary section. Propi,
Yes,
what do you have to say about today's practice session?
After being in the yesterday's session, I just hope that the wet part lasts for longer, so that we can get more data on the wet stint. Because yesterday it was like just 2-3 laps through.
Oh yeah, like 4 laps in and it started to dry off really quick.
So the first one to volunteer out was Dawn, and immediately he is regretting it in CC.
I'm thinking like it's a wet situation. They should consider going to wets.
Maybe it. Well, I mean, I don't know because these drivers know what the delta looks like between the wets and the inters. So unless we see another driver on interns, we can't be sure what sort of situation we're looking at.
I guess if we can have a look on their in-game telemetry, how much throttle they are applying here.
Oh yeah, we could see what sort of
Yeah,
driving
like
style they do. Yeah.
So I would like graphers to just get up the telemetry for our viewers so that they can see how much throttle the drivers are applying or what fuel load they are running.
we will get it up in a second. Meanwhile, let's see who else is
I,
on the track right now. Everyone is doing their outlap.
I think a racing point is on an outlap. There's Mountain. So both the Renaults are out. Washing Powder is out. Williams. And I think is that a Red Bull of Okie Dokie?
So yeah, guys, it's just a start of the session. So I would like to ask you, although it's not quite predictable, the field is so much close in tier 2. But if I ask you, what guys you wanna predict, like who's gonna be the main two drivers fighting for the World's Driver Championship in tier 2? Casey, you first.
I think if if I had to name two drivers, I think I'd say one is electric. Second, I would maybe say Rambo because I've raced with him before and in even on 2020, and I think he has some good potential.
PP, what do you think?
Yes, definitely. But right now we cannot conclude anything from the start of the festivities. So like we have to just wait and see because there might be people who would have gained some extraordinary base coming from tier 2, like from tier 2 of 2019 to tier 2 of 2020 since the game has been it might have suited some people's driving style. It might not have suited some people. So we can literally see a complete flip over as well in the standings.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Williams trying to get in for a lap, followed by his teammate.
The drivers also need to the people who are new and also the ones who are already raced. Do we have some rule changes? And some rules are already similar. Like you have to be aware of who's behind you, so that you know that if you are not on the lap, you must get off the racing line, so that nobody else is impeded. So I think we'll have to watch out for that as well. That drivers follow these instructions.
Right now,
Oh.
as we can see, Altair is out on 30 laps fuel. So I guess it is gonna be wet for a long time. That will explain why he is carrying 30 laps of fuel. But yeah, he is still on his first hot lap, so we'll see how this time goes.
Meanwhile, we have a benchmark lap from Monk, which is 130.932. I think it's a good lap time considering the situation. What do you think?
Yes, I think. But since he's the only one who's set a proper lap time, I guess it's too early as well to tell. I guess Altai was on a lap, so we'll know as soon as he set a lap time. Oh, and Don sets 146.355.
I think he messed up his lap, I believe.
Yes, I suppose, yeah.
Meanwhile, Wong still going purple sector 1. Yeah. So,
What do you guys think about his fuel? Like, is he doing a proper boost job with that, or is he just has taken some heavy load as we saw on Altair?
I think he's fueled up his car like halfway through maybe and doing like proper getting a handle of the car, I suppose, because it's going to be dry soon. So we'll have to do like medium sort of fuel load and just getting to know the track.
And Altair is still on his lap. laps at a time. And as we say that, Ghost has broken Monk's time and has now in the 129s, breaking the 130 barrier now. So what
Right.
do you guys think about the like strategy that people will be following? I mean, we saw yesterday people literally opposite the game. They were on hearts with like 30 laps or so earlier, and Altair just invalidated his another lap. So probably will go again in the next lap. So what do you guys think about that? Like, what will be their steps looking like in the actual race?
What I think is if the situation dries up in some time, people might be going from a hards to mediums or maybe mediums to hards, considering the tire management soft to mediums or soft to hard requires. So it's much easier to go to the medium to hards to get a good race pace, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. Don't you like? What do you guys think about the softs? Like, not regarding a race point of view. Like, what are we expecting to see today? Do you think people will go out on softs and do their quali learns early, or they will wait for the rubber to get laid and then they will go for the quali runs?
What I believe is they will probably go for a quali run in the end of the session when it's 15 to 20 minutes left. This is what I think.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Uh,
in the meantime they will get adapted to the circuit, like how the circuit is behaving, how the car is behaving.
I think I'll have to agree with Tanisha because once the rubber is being laid down, as the time progresses, the track gets more and more, I think, faster. So going on softs at the very end would be a right choice to see what the quali pace looks like, maybe in comparison to everybody else. So
yeah.
I think first I'd say maybe mostly hards to mediums for race runs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don
oh.
has taken
Meanwhile,
a
Don
break.
will.
Gryphus, you're muted if you're saying something.
You can mute. We can have our voices. Okay. Okay, so we are back now. There was some minor glitch. It was causing a bit of stream lag there, but we will be going back again on board with the McLaren. I am a McLaren fan, and that's why I took McLaren. What do you guys think about the car color? It's just absolutely lovely.
I think the McLaren looks great. I think I like it. The livery is quite good. Definitely an improvement on the last year's livery.
I think it's
What
orange orange. What do you say? Orange orange.
too much orange? You mean?
Ah yeah, too much orange.
What are your guys' favorite car livery for this season, like 2020?
For me, I'd say Williams looks absolutely stunning.
For me, it's Mercedes. For many people, it's Mercedes.
Yep. Even like we have reached peak where even Ferrari fans like Tanish are telling that the Mercedes livery is the best. So I guess Tanish wins this part.
Which engine sound do you guys like on this game? I think I like the Renault. The downshifts are quite satisfying.
Oh yeah, actually, I am in a Renault team already, and actually it feels really nice when you downshift. That sound it makes it's that satisfying sound. Like okay, you did a downshift. On some other
Yeah.
cars, it feels like maybe you did not downshift properly. Like it gives you that feel of downshift. Faizan has his telemetry disabled at the moment, so we cannot see his wheel, but definitely we can see his lap times, which on average pace. And there's the black Mercedes we were all talking about with those green tires, which looks more beautiful. Not to mention that.
This Mercedes car just camouflage in the wet situation. With the water spray, I'm not able to see it.
I guess the same issue our other drivers would be also facing.
If
But
if you guys notice, it's stopped raining now, and track's getting drier.
probably in a couple of laps, I guess 2 or 3 laps, people will start on their soft string. But definitely they got enough laps I guess at least everyone got around 5 to 6 laps on those inter tires. Some data they would have got, some handling they would have understood. Apart from that, what do you seeing the current grid order at this stage? I know that it's not at all meant for any comparison, but let's just discuss how the constructor feels thing is gonna be. So, what do you guys have to say about the constructor? What do you think? Which team is holding most of the cards for this year?
I well, it's hard to say, but if I had to put my money on a team, I would say Mercedes.
Okay. What about you, Tanish?
Talking about Mercedes, it comprises of young drivers. I mean, they have a bit less experience. For me, I believe it's the Williams guys with washing powder and Charles Leclerc. They have a good experience and they know how to keep that consistency throughout the season.
That is definitely there. Then what do you guys think about Altair and Kiyomi? Like Altair, Tanish, you would have raised few amounts in the last season with Altair once in a while. What do you think his consistency slash race paces?
Talking about Altair, he's a quite challenging driver. He pushes his opponents to the limits. Like he doesn't let them calm down in the race. So he will probably keep the his opponents keep pushing. He will let them keep pushing, and he will not let them. So what do we call that? He will not let them be like
Relax.
relaxed throughout the season. He will force them to push throughout the season.
That is definitely gonna happen. Meanwhile, right now the field, just looking at the times of from third to say fourth, it's like fifth. It's like really close, and we are currently on board with Altair. Maybe he had an OC moment in the last lap, but apart from that, for the like the previous 2 laps, he was pretty consistent on his time. Currently carrying 23 laps of fuel, average pace of 138 to 14, which got messed up because of his last lap where he lost his car a bit. But still, a decent enough pace in the pits, I would say.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but I think Don spun again.
Okay, is he having a difficult time or is he just creating entertainment for us?
He's just
Maybe I think he's
enjoying.
experimenting with the setups, I suppose.
I believe he's enjoying according to his nature. What I think is he's
Just
like
so that
just enjoy these conditions. Will push when the situation dries up. So just enjoy the rain.
just so that Don is satisfied, we will have a shout out for Don as well, because in every stream he requests for it. So there you go, Don. We are currently spectating you, so thanks for all the spins that you are giving us, or your circumference that you are doing right now. Either way,
It obliged to race alongside you.
yeah. Okay, so who else we have not talked about? Then I guess Red Devil is one person we have not at all talked about. He is actually one of the person who has not at all set up a time, and as I say that, he has gone off the track there. So what do you guys have to think about Red
I think it's well, it would be shooting in the blind if I say anything about it, because I have no idea about what sort of race consistency or pace he holds. But um, I hope to see some good performance from him.
I'm not sure about his consistency, but Red Devil has a good pace. I mean, his one lap pace is excellent. He will be a great driver in quali runs, but I don't know about consistency. Let's see. Meanwhile, he has another spin.
I guess
Okay.
his rear tires are cooked, which is like the more he spins, the more his rear tires get cooked,
I
and that
think
is
it's
creating more wheel spins.
as a track driver. I think the tires are also overheating.
I think we forgot about Harry Rocks as well. He is a quite determined driver and a huge Ferrari fan.
Oh yes, he's just joined the session, and I think it's gonna come out maybe now. It could be wrong to come out this time because it's already dry enough.
Yeah.
But it's sort of in a middle place where it's not sure between the dries or
I
the slicks.
think
The
it's
slicks or the wets.
still a good time to be on the inters. It's still not the crossover point, I believe.
looking at Agent 47, his race pace looks really consistent there on the ground. What do you guys think? Like seeing other compared to others, he is keeping it on track for the most of the time, and I gave him a comment. It was
Why would you jinx him? A fellow Red Bull driver.
is he being hurt because of that?
Talking about the motto, what I have heard is motto for the Racing Point drivers is to prove themselves that they are not Racing Point, they are Racing Point.
Definitely. Right now, people are going into the pits. I think they are done with the medium stint. Meanwhile, we can have the consistency telemetry removed. We can see more of the track at the moment. Right now, it's still up there. So when he is switching drivers, it's creating. We can see all kinds of graphs that people are following right now. So hopefully, in the soft stint, we can see more consistent runs when people are doing. Dry setup. So what do you guys think, who is the most consistent among the
Consistency. Well, it's again. I have no idea. I mean, it'll only be obvious when we go to the
Actually
first
see?
race. Actually,
Tanish, you would have raced among the few of these people, right? So what do you think? Like comparing Altair, this guy, Dawn, maybe Electric also, Abarpan, who is on a keyboard, mind you. So what do you guys think about these people? What do you think, Tanish?
For me, it's very difficult, even though I have raced with them, but still, it's quite difficult to predict their consistency. But yeah, what I know till now is that Abarpan, Altair, Abarpan has a great consistency. Like he gets into the incidents very less time. But talking about Altair, I have seen him getting into incidents, getting caught up with the incidents a lot.
And there's the DRS enabled sign, so it
I think
is officially
luck.
doing.
I
I think we
think
have
luck.
someone on. Yeah, it's Faizan on hard.
Is on. Oh, okay. So I think he's
Couple of
strictly going for the race runs.
Yep, and washing powder also on hards. Couple of people on mediums
I
and
think it's
others on
Abarpan.
enters. Everyone will come back to the pits for changing their tires. People going out on hard, medium,
What I
hard.
think, Abarpan has been out on the medium, so he must be doing like a medium to hard stint. What do you guys think?
Yeah, probably. Like he might be thinking of a medium to a hard stint so that he can get those better lap times in the beginning itself. So like he can pull out from the field at the start of the race. So he might be looking at that data.
I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee and be back. You guys may continue the chat.
Don't
For
leave us
sure.
with 68 minutes yet to go, but that's more than an hour.
Yeah, it's a long session. But yeah, I know tier 2 guys will make it interesting in a few minutes of time.
Meanwhile, I feel that the Red Devil and Ghost have interchanged their cars. So that's why in Telemetry you can see the Ghost written instead of the Red Devil and Red Devil written instead of Ghost. So probably someone did not wanted Stroll's car, I would guess.
Oh, if I had an option, I'd pick Stroll's car. Being the owner of the team is the best option.
Yep. Right now we
Okay,
can see on the graph for different people. So right now Faizan is setting up a sector time, and his times on the graph really even his times look consistent. And considering that he has 4-5 years of experience and he has been in IRC since that long, he will be definitely the most experienced driver.
I think he's like a Kimi in tier 2.
Yep.
He's going a second faster, or maybe 1.5 seconds faster.
So what do you and his middle sector was not the fastest. Probably someone else has set the fastest. So we'll see.
I think it's probably the
let's-
soft guys or the medium guys.
I guess let's go on a lap on board with Faizan for this pay. Let's have viewers look at the lap.
He's used boosting his ERS a lot. When I say a lot, like in this game, now since the ERS mode has been changed compared to.
Oh, and he got that spin. I think he
He
over
pushed it
pushed
too
it.
much, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yep. But he was doing some kind of a collie run. Gryphus, can we have a look at his fuel load? If we can, we will know whether he was going for a quali run or not.
I
If you
think
can.
his telemetry is disabled.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not public.
Oh, okay. Then there is no point. He's probably hiding something underneath that coconut.
Something he does not want the world to see.
Was that an
Giving some
indication
hints of
to us?
sandbagging. Giving some
McLaren,
hints.
McLaren hacks.
No McLaren hacks, I can confirm after yesterday. We do not have a party mode. We wish we had one.
Let's go on board with washing powder. Yeah.
Oh
For the
yeah,
lap.
so he's on turn 3, I think. This a fast right-hander corner,
Going
breaking
to
just under the bridge, going right-hander. A second, also a very fast right-hander. Going into this downhill left-hander, it's kind of a tricky one. It's really easy to lock up the fronts. Then it still keeps going downhill, and this is the most trickiest corner I think on this circuit. Gets right back on the uphill part, and fast right hander mostly flat out if you're on the softs and doing if quali runs. The second straight braking just after the 100-meter board, going left into this tight left hander, which is slow corner. Patience is so important in this corner. You push it too much and you'll definitely end up in the gravel. Coming into the last part of the corner, just braking about just about around the black box. This I think requires the most amount of patience these last 2-3 corners, because you cannot go over the edge, or you'll lose the exit speed coming into this back straight and the start pitch. And just saying that, we see Washington doing the fastest lap, 1:27.8, 9:22, I think.
922. Yep.
That is a very good lap to start with, I suppose, in on the hearts.
Yeah, that would be a really good lap on the hearts. Casey, do you remember what times were we doing yesterday? Like when we were having tier 1 preseason testing?
On the hearts, I think we started at about 125, 125s to 122s. So I'm guessing these people have loaded it up with fuel
Yeah.
at the max.
Yep.
Major sandbagging we can see. I think they're inspired by what they saw yesterday.
Yep. Thanks to Casey, I guess.
I mean, I cannot confirm neither deny any sandbagging yesterday.
This is what we were talking about at the beginning. Like the experienced people may sandbag, but the rookies or the new people will push to the limit, I believe.
Yep. Monk
Yeah.
just did a 126.6, 1 second faster than Okie Dokie. So yeah.
So far, Monk has been hitting the
Yeah.
top of the spot, and I'm quite impressed. I mean, uh, I really want him to be up there, because he's a good friend of mine. I know him a bit personally as well, so I I hope to I hope to see him do really well this season.
Meanwhile, the actual times have started to come in, starting with Mountain, who took the opportunity to set the fastest lap and maybe encourage others to stop.
Oh, and he's encouraged. I think all tried to do the same.
Yep. So now people are slowly look at that graph after the wet stand. It just drips down, as you come down the soft straight. He has only 8 laps of fuel. Yep, it's 8 lap of fuel. So he is doing a quali run, not like a partial quali run. Yeah.
Yes, I
It
suppose. I
feels
think
quite
yeah.
different. Yeah, on hard 8 laps, I think it's a bit different strategy.
I suppose he'll fill it up more and more as the session progresses. Maybe he has more hard tires, I guess. So he's just playing around.
I don't think so. The game gives you more hard tires. Does it? If you choose
Yes,
hard,
yeah. If you do choose harder tires, I think it will give you 3 instead of 1, I suppose.
yeah, it gives you 1 with balance. Yeah, maybe 3. Both the McLarens. Yep, trying to do what me and SD were trying to do yesterday.
Trying to
Going-
see how the dirty air works, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think they've been impeded by an AlphaTauri, I suppose. No, they moves out of the way.
Yeah, he moves out of the way. That's a good formation going on there. It's nice.
Isn't it weird to see two McLarens doing race pace with back to back each other at the just a tenth away in tier 1 testing and tier 2 testing? What do you guys think?
I can confirm you from inside the McLaren mirrors there was nothing decided slash told slash I do not accept it as
Yes,
any
we trust
claims
you.
about
Yes,
it. Thank you for trusting us.
I mean, I'll take your word for it if you say so.
So Rambo has gone a bit faster than Faizan, but just like 700s faster, and Rambo is diving into the pits, destroying the McLaren formation that was going on.
Joined by another Red Bull driver, War Vortex, who has set up his car and I think is ready to come out.
Oh yes, Wow Vortex. We haven't talked about him. I think he's also a very good top contender in tier 2.
Yeah,
He's had some really good pace last year in tier 2, and I'm definitely hoping to see him up there, right up there with the top three, one of the top three.
yeah.
Harry Knox
The-
also joined now, or did he join a while back? And was there a Alpha Tori doing yeah, yeet on the left?
I
Back in
suppose that was Alta leaving space. I suppose.
okay. That was too much of leaving space. He was just like, you have the full track. I will just turn down. But it is good. Like when we started with tier 2, these people, like most of these people, were still learning, and now they have like just the. It just shows how league races teaches, us to race properly, like how they race in real life. So
Yeah, I think yes. I what I did not have before joining League Races was patience. I used to just go for all the dive bombs that I could on career modes and whatever offline stuff. But when I joined IRC, I think I did the same for the first few races, but then I started slowly calming myself down and to be patient and waiting for the opportunity. To I
Harry
think
Rock.
it does a lot of damage if you don't be pay if you lose the patience in this game. I mean, during the races. I mean, even in the starts, if you try to become too over opportunity, it may work, and if you're unlucky, it will send you right down the grid.
Yep, and Harry Rocks just loses it. We just had a look on his graph a bit before, like few seconds before. He has done couple of laps after he has joined the session. His last lap was a 120.2. That would have probably set him on the top of the charts, but he invalidated his lap. Meanwhile, War Vortex is still sitting in the pits and enjoying the show. Maybe later on he will come on the track and have some party of his own.
Meanwhile, Mountain going purple sectors again. He's in purple sector 1. Going to the second sector and now going to the
He's having 12% tire wear there. So what do you guys think? Like Gryphus, can we have a look on his fuel load that he is currently on? The graph. Yep, so that is there. So he's on 4.7 laps of fuel. Probably last lap he pitted, and that's why his lap time is so good. So he went in the pits, put on it's an old hearts. It's 4 laps old hearts. So he can set the fastest time here. Crosses the line, 1:19.4. So now people have started to become a bit edgy, and setting faster times as we go along. So what do you think is coming into play? Is it the psychology that is coming to be on the top, even when you are sandbagging, trying to sandbag, or what do you guys think?
About mountain? Oh no, wait. I'm sorry, I did not catch that. I was helping out a driver. One more Ferrari driver has arrived, and that is Captain
Captain
Cheesecake, who is
Cheesecake.
also known as Raj KR.
Yep. So I think we by the by the time this session ends, we will have a full grid. So hopefully everyone in tier 2 gets a chance to try out just before the season starts, and we as a commentator also have something to look forward to slash enjoy after we see all our telemetry data come together at the end. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Meanwhile, people are getting adapted to the circuit quite quickly. The lap times are improving so drastically.
Yep, we can see there Bourbon 3 doing some consistent times on those mediums with 30 laps of fuel. And his medium tires are 3 laps on. So probably he's looking for a race stint and starting on the mediums and then carrying on. By the way, just to clarify, can you guys see two Harry Rocks 24, one in Red Bull and one in Ferrari by any chance?
Yes,
Ah, yeah.
I think he spectated the first one, took control, and maybe quit and took right control of the right one again. Uh,
I think the second Red Bull is of Vortex, which we are seeing as Harry Rocks.
oh yes, I think Harry Rocks took control of that one the first time he joined, maybe.
Yep, our telemetry can confirm it's War Vortex.
Oh yes. So we have a Red Bull second
Cody's.
Red Bull driver in the lobby.
Yep. So Cody's doing its usual, you know.
Yeah, don't worry, viewers. It's a common thing in F1 to see bugs and issues.
Yep.
We are used to it.
What do you guys think? Do you think the times will improve more by Mountain on those hards? Will he go for more pushes? Because he is currently on four lap fuel load, as far as I remember.
The past 10 minutes, I think it's gone from 121 to 118. So I guess they are improving, and I hope to see maybe like 117s and 116s in maybe next 20 minutes.
Yeah, makes sense. Right now, Abhi is doing his lap with 20 laps of fuel. Uh, what do you guys think about Abhi? Like, I think Danish competitor Renault had one of his driver as Abhi. So, and in Brazil, you had a lot of fight slash problems when you were behind him. So, what do you think about him?
He is quite challenging driver, just like Altea. I mean, he and talking about my fellow mate in the tier one, Anirudh. These drivers that I felt like these drivers know how to defend properly. Like they place their cars so well, like it's quite hard to overtake them. So yeah, it will be a Abhi will be a challenge to many top contenders on all the drivers maybe.
I think the error on the game, I think it's resolved with the two Harry Rocks. I think it's RRL overtakes now again.
Yeah, it's sorted.
Yep.
Thank you,
And
Codemasters.
this Codemasters was like, okay, we will
Gave us our
for 20.
blessings.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, drivers are getting into 118s on the softs, so they have quickly jumped on to the quali stints.
Look, as you can see, 64 laps of fuel. I mean, on soft tires. So
It's a quite different thing.
that's like the peak of sandbagging. I mean,
Just like that of couple in tier 1.
as I said before, I can neither confirm nor deny
Not
of
deny.
any of
Yeah.
Red Bull's doings.
Red Bull with their master plans, just like Ferrari in real life. Uh,
I mean,
So
Ferrari's master plan never really works. That's
I think by the end of the session, the quali or the benchmark time would be around 117s, low 170, high 117s, I believe. What do you think?
yeah. I guess maybe somebody could dip into 116s as well. I suppose.
Let's see.
if they do 116s, then just seeing at the our preseason testing result, we can conclude that tier 2 is faster than tier 1? Question mark.
Ah, yes, I
Is tier
totally
one
agree.
career over?
Exposed. Hashtag exposed.
If anybody can hear music playing in background while I talk, I am really sorry about that. I have asked my mom not to do that, but well, what can I say? Oh, I think Dawn has left the station. Maybe it disconnected.
The best part about practice sessions are people can just join back again and
Oh
then
yeah.
continue with their stints. It looks like Agent 47 is depleting his ERS, not giving it time to breathe. And there goes, now it's crying.
I think probably they may be on a high fuel loads, but they are pushing the limits of the car with the using a lot of ERS and a rich mix mode.
Again, it's Red Bull, so Casey, no
I
comments,
mean, yeah, no
no
comment.
agreement, no agreement, no disagreement.
This is just battery testing, I think.
Yeah, okay, I
Stress
get that.
testing.
Stress testing the battery whether it can handle
Yeah.
that much.
Meanwhile, what I think a lot of people has put in the laps on slicks, but I don't think Electrip and Agent 47 has been out on slicks till now.
Yep, we have already seen that Ghost is doing consistent lap time seeing on the telemetry. But I think he has not turned on his telemetry settings, so we cannot see his
I,
real load. But he is doing pretty consistent. He's being pretty consistent.
I think Red
Meanwhile,
Devil has now started a lap. It was
let's
warming up his
let's
tires.
stay on board with Red Devil going through the turn
Oh,
one, the
my
far
bad.
chicane, going through turn two, and quite tricky corner. Like getting as much speed as possible to turn three, and yeah, braking as late as possible, turning as perfectly for the turn four. It's a quite tricky corner. You can lose your car a bit if you go too much throttle, and tight left-handed to the turn five, going at second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Yeah, using overtake for the starting and then going a tricky part of the track, which is 6, 7, 6 and 7. And now going to the 9, which is a fast right hander for the end of sector 2. And we are about to end the sector 2. Let's see how much is the lap time. Oh, he has done purple sector. So yeah, it's the he has reached the final sector, turn 11, approaching to 12. It's quite tricky to get the car under control for this. Yeah, going full throttle, going to the third gear.
As we are going through this chicane, how do you guys like to take these two chicanes? Like, do you guys mount it, or do you guys take how Red Devil took this one?
I think just the red and the white strip, a bit, not the sausage curve, because if you hit the sausage curve, it will unsettle the car, and it's quite hard to recover that from the next 2-3 corners, and that compromises the exit of that to the start finish straight.
Seen is that tier 2 drivers are taking a few corners, one gear less than what tier 1 drivers are doing. So it's like the final chicanes, the tier 2 drivers usually take it at second and third, but I have seen some drivers taking it in first gear as well. So it's quite different.
Actually, when talking about the sausage curves yesterday, I guess I was doing it completely wrong because I was taking both of them completely mounting it.
Oh, I wish I hadn't said that.
So, like, you just gave some, good idea to a rival team. Thank you very much.
I mean, sure, thank you. Welcome, I suppose.
Yep. I guess SD has given me some insight on this. So, according to him, like, we can use if you are experienced enough and if you know how to drive a car, like an F1 car, you can use the curb to turn your car, but it highly
Oh, yeah.
unsettles your car.
Yeah.
So if you lose it there, then you go. Or if
It's
you
a
can hold
bit,
it,
I think, risky during the races, because experimenting there would be a really bad idea.
And yeah,
It's the
this game,
safest option to not hit the sausage at all.
So yesterday when we were racing, what I noticed, at least with my setup, was that my front laps were crying for entirety of the race. That kind of makes sense considering that this is a clockwise circuit. So most of the time the pressure is on the left front, which was the max crying. But right now, looking at Mountain's tire wear, we see that his rear and front both are at almost the same tire wear. So do you think that has something to do with his setup? Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I suppose, but then again, it also depends massively on how you use your throttle input. So too much throttle, and the rears are going to start crying before the front. So, but I think he's managing it quite well, I'd say.
And compared to the last game, now the game is giving us more options. Oh yeah, that's how I take it. Yep, thank you, Mountain, for demonstrating us. That's exactly how I take that.
Mountain drawing those mountain patterns on his graph.
Yep, on his graph as well, we can see he's drawing his mountain pattern. but he is on a 6.8 lap fuel load, and he has done 9 laps on those hard. So I would suggest he came out with 15 to 20 laps. So probably a medium to hard simulation he is trying to do there. But coming to the point that the game has given us more control in the, in our this thing, what do you say? When we do our setup, so we can set each tire pressure differently. So do you think that setting the front left tire lower pressure compared to the other will help you in controlling the wear slash temperature?
To be honest, I have no idea because haven't yet started experimenting with the tire pressures. I mean, I've kept mostly the front and the rears like individually same. I mean, if the front is right is the it's if it's 22 maybe, so even the left I've kept the same because I really do not know how to set up those individual tire pressures.
Exactly like how we look right now on our boots tire, where like the front left is literally like crying red hot, but the
Yeah.
but the others are kind of chill. But still, he's doing like 60% on the medium tires. Uh, like I don't know what. I think he's trying to stretch it and see how much an Agent 47 blocking the racing line there in front of him that might have affected his lap a bit.
Quite Mercedes versus Red Bull. And Red Bull stopping Mercedes from getting a good lap. Trying to
Uh,
get a bit cheeky there.
AC, any comments
I
on that?
mean,
Neither confirm nor deny, I guess.
yes,
Motto from the Red Bull team. Neither, what do we call? Neither confirm nor deny.
we are Red Bull.
I think
uh,
Rambo is giving us a good consistency as well. Seeing his graph. What do you
yep,
guys think?
yep.
Both the
After
teammates,
the,
yeah.
I think after the wet strip got over, he has not done a lot of laps to be honest. Like I think he has done what 6 laps till now, like all in all for the entirety of the session.
Mhm,
So like
yeah, I suppose.
we'll get more data as he does more and more laps. Right now he has come out on, I guess, 3 or 4 lap old hearts looking at the percentage. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
I think the most strong constructor or the team for this season is Mercedes.
McLaren question mark, please McLaren. Tell McLaren.
Dipanshu image.
Yep, we are back up now. I will. There was a small technical issue. We had a power cut, so our stream got stopped. I will. We will be getting back to you guys immediately as soon as possible. Uh, Hold on a second.
Where can I watch the stream? Live stream.
YouTube.
No lag or anything, no.
Okay, so we are back.
Oh, well, technical issues solved.
Oh, as we see, Dawn turn and hit the pit while as he enters the pits.
Well, we're sorry about that, guys. We had a power cut, but we are back again with the stream. So where were we, Tanish?
We were like discussing about that the who's gonna be the strong contenders for the WCC in Tier 2,
Oh
and we
yeah.
were like,
So basically, you were telling McLaren, right?
no, it was like, no, I will not. It's like Mercedes. It
Why are
is
you
Mercedes.
laughing? Why are you laughing?
So, so Mercedes, you were telling that it's because of their consistency. What do you have to say about, the one more team, this Dawn and Mountain? Because Mountain was like up there in the last season Tier 2, and uh, Dawn was like also having a good consistent runs. Once in a while he was not having good runs, but he is there. So what do you guys think about that team?
I mean, I think Dawn always had the pace for like a top 5 finish in, like a top 10 finish in Tier 2, and I think he's in the top 5. But I think his main concern is his lap 1 incidents. If he can get that sorted, I would definitely put him for a top 5 finish this season.
By the way, to the viewers, I'd like to introduce two more of our commentators. That's Babaji and Not So Masoom. A little bit of a late introduction, but
Thank you, Casey, for the introduction.
so coming back to the same question, Babaji, what do you think?
I think that's a perfectly good reason to understand that the constructor. I think it favors more for McLaren because I'm a big Faizan fan. So I don't know. I wish him all the best in Tier 2. So I think he'll probably clinch it because he has the pace, he has the racecraft. So I'm hoping for the best. Right now, as I see, I just tuned in. He's topping the charts. So like, well done, man. Casey, what do you think about Faizan?
I mean, he's a very experienced driver, I'd say, in Tier 2. I mean, the most experienced driver in Tier 2.
Is Vortex front tire 100%?
kgs of fuel.
Hmm?
He's on 92 kgs of fuel right now, and that's around 75% of that's like a race fuel load for a 75% race.
So basically, I think he went out with a full 100% lap of fuel, and
Yes.
then 110 kgs, and he's just driving around. That would explain, his lap times as well.
Yep. I think it will be good that we can go through all the drivers with the speakers and graphics to see what kind of runs they're on and see their overall consistency, so that we can get a measure of their overall race pace.
Okay, starting off from the top, Faizan, who is in the pits right now. We can start with the Red Devil. We're stopped on the track at the moment, probably to give way to a few other drivers.
Oh, and he's coming into the pits.
Yeah. A setup issue. I guess most of the drivers seems to have just started on their new runs.
I think many drivers have ended their hard stint and now going for faster stints like on mediums or softs.
Yep. So asking you guys, like most of us have already done our race stints. What do you guys think about the tires in general? Like, what are your opinions like for at least for Spain? Like, what is your opinion on the tires? And in the race, what kind of tire choices would you be preferring?
Casey, would you like to tell us your Red Bull strategy?
I cannot. I have a contract.
Walk away.
Bropi, I think your volume is a bit too high on the stream.
No, it was Masum's volume whose it was too
Okay.
high, so I just reduced his volume. Otherwise, people were not able to hear our beautiful voice, and they were just hearing not so Masum's beautiful voice.
Thank you for commenting on our beautiful voices. Can
Talking
you,
of beautiful
if you,
voices.
if you could
Ninja.
open Mountain's lap chart, I'd like to see it because I remember that he was locking up quite a lot on his hard stint. So I want to see how his overall consistency is through this particular stint. I believe he's on a fresh set of mediums right now.
Right now, most of the people seem to be
Yeah,
in the pits.
yep. I guess we'll have better data once people start going for their laps.
Yeah, as you were talking about the strategy earlier, I think if you take hards to around 20 laps with 60%, 60 to 65% wear, I think it's a good enough. What do you guys think?
It's quite good. I think I think most of the drivers. Oh, we have a that was a massive crash.
Oh, Dawn. Not a good look for Reno.
I think he took that right-hander, the full throttle, and he just messed up that corner.
I mean, I believe you can actually take that right-hand race easily flat out. But my observation is that when you exit that corner, right, you have to straighten you have to straighten your steering immediately. If you like, what do you call, if you are turning right for say a tenth more, you will spin out.
Oh yeah, it's quite challenging to master that, for sure.
But for sure, like if you are, provided you are in clean air and you have, I'm pretty sure for the entire racing it will be nearly flat out. Maybe just a slight lift required at the most.
Yeah, I think if you go full throttle and you doesn't straighten that steering wheel while touching the inside curve, you may spin.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. While we have a Red Bull in the gravel.
We just saw Red Bull on the gravel.
It's all about it.
I highly doubt that he's even able to turn at this point.
I don't know why if you guys are seeing this as well. I'm seeing Vortex tires 100% front tires.
That's also not sandbagging if you guys are in doubt.
No, it's downright stupid. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time to learn about the tires.
I mean, we've got to study tires after seeing what happened in real life Mercedes tire blowout in Silverstone.
Even McLaren. Don't forget McLaren.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson to be learned. Know your tires.
So washing powder and nearly goes on the gravel, but keep his car under check.
Meanwhile, no one is able to displace 5 from the top. I think that was a pretty good lap time from him.
I suspect he just went on a quali run.
He was on softs. I was not aware of the fuel load, but he was on softs for sure.
Yeah, it was probably a quali run given this time.
McLaren being McLaren.
Yep. Propik, could you bring up the tire in which Faizan said his fastest lap?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, he was on a 1 lap old soft, so I think he set his fastest time on the soft tire.
We can see that Red Devil is on fresh softs right now. So it will be interesting if he's going on a quali run or a soft stint.
Seeing Captain Cheesecake right up there in the top 5, I think that's a good indicator of
Seems
what he could be capable of.
Meanwhile, Red Devil has done a purple sector too. I think he'll be on the top position after this lap. What do you guys think?
I would not like to jinx it. It's a really bad thing. It's a really bad thing.
Especially it's extremely likely in the sector 3 of this track. Where
Yeah.
if you make a small mistake, you lose your, you lose,
I'm
you lose all
gonna
your life.
unjinx him and say he's
Oh,
not going to finish.
and
Oh, and he's
he just
invalidated.
invalidated this lap.
I think he invalidated or not.
Yep, yep. He invalidated at the last corner.
Oh my god, I really jinxed him.
Yep, and he's invalidated his next lap as well.
Yeah. This game
Racing
punishes
point.
you a lot for this.
Racing point jinxing another racing point.
It could be because he did it on purpose. You never know. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I
yeah,
think that is a good point. Yes. Invalidating on purpose to just know what your pace is like without showing anybody else.
yep. And electric going on the grass into that hairpin, which does not make sense. But I guess if that's his driving style, great.
I think he was trying to maximize his club victory, not
Yep,
the
yeah.
shell. Maybe
But-
misjudged it too much and
Yeah. But you ideally want to be on the grey part of the track and not the colored part. So electric is on quite a low fuel load on the mediums. He might set faster laps, perhaps.
I think, but I think he was on 10 laps of fuel, right? Oh no.
He's on 10 laps of fuels on medium, so it would be indicative of your
Might
pace.
be practicing a hard to medium stint.
Yeah, actually, that would actually be a very good strategy for this track. But of course, the point of preseason testing is to understand the tires and get a gauge of how other people are doing, rather than practicing for spin.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Well, we have 27 minutes left in the session, and currently the top three are IRC 5 the Red Devil, and the Mountain.
Well,
what do you think is Electric gonna set the fastest time? Like you guys can see probably that is he improving on his time?
well, currently it's yellow sectors, and he's also approaching traffic, so I think he's backed out.
Backed out. War Vortex has just parked his car there with those 100% worn out
Yes,
soft
they-
tires. Yep.
The game is confused why it's doing that. It's actually reporting as soft tire wear as 0. But that is actually. We have. I'm surprised that Abapin is. I thought it would be higher, but I'm not sure like if he has done a proper low fuel stint yet.
He hasn't switched to mediums, I think so.
Yeah, 20.2 is quite a respectable time, and given his fuel load.
And he's still improving on
Yep.
his lap. He has
He's
done
on.
a personal best in the sector 1.
I suppose he's settling in with the car slowly as he goes.
He is around 1.5 seconds off the pace till the sector 2. Let's see how much he can gain or maybe lose in the sector 3. Let's see.
We need some team to someone to make the move and come out in a formation or something so that we can see some side by side teammate action. That will make our life much more interesting.
I can see Williams approaching a Renault on track. They're entering sector 2 right now. Yep, I think it's Williams and Washington, and then who's right now trailing the Renault of Dawn, I believe. And closely ahead is a Racing Point. And even they wonder, that's we see a Racing
Someone
Point.
is taking the MotoGP line.
Yep, they're taking the escape road. I actually took that last in the last session, so that I could let other faster drivers pass me.
Yeah, it's a great place to allow other drivers to pass so that you do not hamper there and you can stay on the tarmac as well.
Washington is struggling quite a lot on traction. In this game, he's hustling the car through the apex.
But
What do you have to
And
say
then-
about Harry Ross? Because he joined late in the session and till now it seems like he's a lot behind the rest of the pack. So what do you guys have to think?
If I shall comment on our Tier 2 driver and Ferrari's Tier 2 driver, what I feel is that like he has just moved from a keyboard to a wheel, so that's quite a drastic transition. And I believe he's going through, that transition period. But one thing I can comment on is while he was on a keyboard, he was quite quick.
So, is there some Ferrari master plan going on in the behind?
No, not really.
Hopefully, I think Tier 1 Fry drivers can ask.
Yeah, we will definitely be going back to Maranello and having a talk after the session.
Yes. So
Is he on a slow lap?
meanwhile, there are very few drivers still now on the soft.
Yeah, I
Maybe
believe
they.
generally
Sorry.
what I notice is that people start from hards and then go to mediums and do softs at the very end of the session. That's what the general trend has been.
But I think it's right. Maybe they will come out on the softs at around when 15 to 16 minutes are left. But
Yep.
this is also a good time to like get used to the soft tasks, like how softs are behaving.
That's true.
Well, there's not much action going on the track.
I think Faizan has left the session because so far he has not come out of track on track for a long time.
Yep. I think he is very confident with the time he has set.
Red Devil is just 2/10 of Faizan's best time right now. But I hope the dirty air from Monk does not impede his lap. Yeah, he seems to be doing fast lap, slow lap, fast lap from the looks of it. Nope, he backed out. He lost the car in that very tricky left turn.
He aborted the lap there because of that loss of traction.
Yeah, that's a very tricky corner to get right.
Electric's front left looks a bit more now.
Yeah, I think as you were discussing earlier, the front laps are getting too much like there is a too much graining on the front lap because of the layout of the circuit and its clockwise direction.
I see that a tier 1 driver, General Pepe, is watching our stream. And hello Pepe, how are you doing?
And we got a shout out for one of our viewers.
Yep.
Don will be sad he did not get a sound. But yeah, Don, we appreciate your great move. Yes, and a great crash into the wall. We did catch it. If that is what you want. Thanks for that content.
Compared to other drivers, I'm finding that Electric is looking mighty comfortable with the car. He's on point on the apex. Every other driver I've seen a lot of drivers I've seen so far seem to be just struggling for traction on the apex.
Didn't he get a new wheel recently?
Yeah, I believe he got a Fanatec Club Sport V3s, which are I believe the same wheels that the eSports drivers use.
So you heard it first here, boys. Wheel makes you better.
He was always touching driver.
I think Electric might be using medium traction. Anyone of you guys know?
Yeah, he's using medium traction. But I believe most of the drivers in this field are using medium traction. I do know that Altair is using ABS off as well as no lines. From when I talked to them a few weeks before the preseason.
Then it's a good lap times from Altair as well.
Electrics has left a comment on a video saying the new wheel feels really better. Good flex.
Yeah, we can see that it is driving.
I can see two cars. I think it's an and we have a crash in sector 1. I believe it's a Ferrari or an Alfa Romeo.
I think the driver has recovered.
Yep, I think it was a Ferrari of Harry Ross which crashed.
Yeah, he has done a yellow sector maybe.
It's quite slow into the turn. I believe that's the main.
Guys, I'd like to give a shout out to our very own General Pepe's YouTube channel. If you guys are interested in cooking lessons or anything related to cooking or related to kitchen, you can go watch his channel, I suppose.
Yep, I remember I learned quite a deal about making hornets.
Oh yeah, he makes good Horlicks. He's gonna do a tutorial. He's promised us to do some other Maggie tutorials. So stay tuned, I guess.
Multi-talented driver, good pace for tier 1 and good skills of cooking as well.
Yep.
I think Pepe understands it's necessary to have a full
Yep.
happy stomach to race well.
Yes.
So again, Harry Rocks goes onto the gravel at the last corner.
He's going a bit wide every corner, what I see is
Yep. I think he's not turning quickly enough into the corner. I believe he's understeering at the entry.
Yes. Maybe he's running a different setup or trying something different.
I believe Dawn is on soft. One lap on softs. With
He has done
two.
a pretty good lap.
Yep.
Dawn is now on second.
Oh yeah, I did not notice that. It's quite close. Given that so I think Faizan's was probably a quali run, I believe, or at least had a higher amount of fuel. And like based in this game, I've noticed that the track does evolve quite a lot through the session. I would probably say that accounting for that, I would probably say both Faizan and Dawn maybe separate by around 5 to 4 tenths in quali piece on an estimate. Because I would say since you had a wet session and the track has been evolving, compared to when Faizan said that lap, I would say the track has improved by 2 tenths.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Well, I think we have not seen much action till now on the track.
Mountain is also on a quali run with 7 kgs of fuel, which is around the same that I would carry for a quali run. So I think he's on his outlap. What about Red Devil is also on an outlap on slightly old mediums. But sadly we can't see what fuel he's carrying.
I think Mountain planned pretty nicely, like what things he have to check or what things he have to do in the pre-season testing.
Yep, he's moving in a very structured manner. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets if he displays Faizan at the top. But I hope I don't jinx him. He's starting his lap.
Yeah. Mountain and Leclerc both are out on soft, so yeah.
Something interesting I see is in practice, people are not going into hot lap mode, rather using the overtake in like particular parts of the track.
Yes, they are.
I can tell you one thing. There is something that is something that I still didn't know until SG told me that there is a hot lap mode. So I was also doing the same thing in yesterday's run. I was using overtake, but then once he told me, I'm like, okay, didn't know about that. So maybe most of them might not be informed about it.
Mountain is locking up quite a lot. If you notice.
Meanwhile, Leclerc goes P1 with a lap of 117.
17.8.
Yeah.
I believe Stanish set the fast lap of tier 1 with a 16.3, I believe.
Yes, it was 16.3. I don't know why, if any one of you guys know, was it for me or I don't know other drivers, my gearbox was weird 75% till the end.
It could be driving style, we never know, like when you're especially shifting quite a lot. If you're shifting up and down quite a lot, it will have a huge impact.
Yes.
And something else I've heard, I have not confirmed this, apparently if you hit your rear, you spin out, and if you hit the car, if the car hits at the back, apparently it adds gearbox wear.
Oh my god, this is adding a much more realism and difficulty for the drivers.
Yeah, but I have not confirmed this. This is a rumor I saw on Twitter. I have no idea if it's true or not.
Just for our audience, we have not Samaso, who is our specialist in all the setups / all the insides and outs of the game. Because
As we say that Mountain has just set the fastest first sector, but not the purple, not his personal best, and he's up on Faizan's time by 400ths, and on Charlotte's time. Okay.
He's locking a bit more than what we saw with Leclerc.
So we have had 2 retirements so far.
I guess they are done with their data collection / seeing how they can do this or not.
I think because he's not running in hot lap mode, he's actually losing quite a significant chunk of time, and obviously he's now on warm softs as well.
And he has a quite lot of deployment left as well for this lap.
Yeah. Oh, he goes back into the pits.
I
I
think
think
he was.
people are now going to start.
Yeah, I think we have Ghost.
Can you guys hear me?
That was a very
I
nice
think the
donut from
mic is cut
Red
out.
Devil.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
I think Ghost is also on a fast lap now.
He's on an
Uh,
out lap and he has retired.
But that didn't make sense.
He was driving 2 seconds back.
Yeah, I believe we have the real race starting in say 12 minutes, so I think people are
Yeah.
starting to leave to watch the race.
Oh yeah, it's quite close to the race and our session finishing, so we may end maybe 5 minutes before or 2 minutes before,
what you
just to be
guys
sure.
what you guys think will be the benchmark time by the end of the session?
I still think 117's point zeros or ones, I suppose.
Masum, we didn't have your views.
I think see the slowest time in tier 2 was 17.8 or 9, I believe, and I think the top of tier 2 would be around that range, maybe slightly higher.
But I think we are about to. Well, I guess it's almost coming to a wrap up. So the last few people who are on their laps will complete it, I guess. Since it's already time for the race, we wouldn't want to cut it too close. So I guess Abapan is going for his final lap.
There are 3 people who are coming out of the pits for their final lap. So there is Okidoki who is in his out lap and Mountain which is Mountain. I think it was Dawn who just started his lap. Another one has pinned it a bit there.
Yep.
Hmm,
He improves? No, he's at his personal best.
it's
Oh,
5/10
he
of
goes
me.
again. He goes out again. So,
Yeah, this is a very tricky corner. Like you have to turn in at the perfect moment. If you turn in early or late, you are going into the grass.
yep, I think we can go on board Okidoki for his lap. He currently sits with a personal best time of 20.2. It'll be interesting to see how much he improved.
Can you see how much fuel is he carrying, PP?
Quite high.
It's not a quali run.
That would basically be if you start the same run as if you're starting on softs.
Yeah. It's like a race stint, a bit, with a bit less fuel.
There are multiple people who are currently on an out lap. So we will soon have some action.
Oh yeah, this is the last few laps that I think we're gonna see before everybody's retired, and we head on to the real life racing.
Yep.
Well, I guess nobody's on mediums right now.
Yeah, people
no,
who
Red
are
Devil, I
coming
think.
out are on. Yeah, Red Devil is on mediums.
I think the Rambo is going out also on for a lap, and we have. And if you guys haven't noticed, Vortex has actually set a much better time on hards than 18.3.
Can we see the how much fuel is he carrying? War Vortex? Can you switch to War Vortex, PP?
Yep, he's on a 40 run on hards.
Yeah, I think it's normal. Like it's not that fast. I mean, it's a good time. It's a decent time.
It's quite good. See, if you go, it's a 18.3, and I would say it's a difference of 1.7 seconds between the hards and the softs. So that would say that means that he could easily do a time in the 16s.
Yeah, I think so. So it's probably then it's a great time by him.
And we have a Electric starting on his glory run, as I would say, because I cannot realistically see anyone starting on the softs in this track.
I think he ended his run instead.
He has started, so you can see he's deploying his overtake.
No,
Okay.
he did complete one of his quali run and he went P2 with 118.006.
Ah, God. Oh, he's on hot lap mode. But I don't think 30 is sufficient.
I think he took a bit wider line there. He could have stayed a bit
Oh,
inside.
he goes off track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed generally. Like when you're on the softs, right? After one lap, that even if I cool down the tires, I was still getting insane amount of understeer. Like only that first one lap I had like the kind of grip you'd expect from the softs, but they wore off extremely quickly.
The thing happened with me when I spun. Because my driving style is a bit different from yours, so maybe that's the case.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. Right now, Don has just now started his hot lap. So
Let's stay on
Rafik-
board with him.
I've already seen at least 3 people go wide on that particular corner, so let's see how he does.
He also
Oh,
goes there.
I jinxed it.
Tier 2 drivers are feeling quite tricky to get there.
Like Wallet champions, we have what do you call the gravel of tier 2.
Yep. More and more people are retiring to go and watch the real life race. I think we will cut this session 5 minutes short. Right now, only approximately 5 people are on their lap. Apart from that, 4 people are on their lap. Apart from that, everyone is in the pits.
So I
Okay.
suppose this is mostly sort of a final order of the grid after
Yep.
testing.
Yep.
Yep.
So Charles Leclerc showing his experience and his pace right up there on T1. He's done it on medium tires. That's quite good.
Is he still on track? I can see Williams that was on track.
Yep,
There's
he's
the
still
gravel
there.
right now. There's a yellow in sector 2. One of the Red Bulls is retired against Powertex. Haas is retired on the street. So the people are leaving now. I think Charles did his time and is now doing medium stints. Yeah, Mountain, he hasn't improved on his time. He's going into the pits.
Vortex did a great lap time on the hards.
Yep. What is his best time? Let's see.
17-9.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Right, I think that's about it for practice session. I guess one last lap for Rambo, and most of the grid is mostly done. Since we have, it's about time that we start watching the LFP.
Yep.
And yes, Rambo comes in to the pits.
Everyone is done, I
Um,
believe. Everyone is in the pit.
Everyone is in the
Yes.
pits.
All right, so I guess that's it. Thank you, people all of you who joined, and we will start a season next week. Hope to see you guys there. We'll be streaming tier 1 and tier 2. It will be the timings will be there on the social media. It's mostly 8 p.m. for tier 1 tier 2 on Saturdays and Sundays. um, Thank you all the commentators, fellow commentators with me. I guess that's